Hi everyone, it's Dr. Asha. Thank you so much for joining me on my YouTube channel and for this episode of the Prasad Principles Podcast. Today we're going to be talking about why self-care is so vitally important to our mental health. I think that whenever we think about health and well-being, a lot of times we focus a lot on our physical well-being. And although that is very, very important, it is not all of us. We've got our mental, emotional, and spiritual health. But today we're going to be talking about why that self-care is so important to mental health and some ways that you can actually start to care for your mental health. You may not have thought about this as a factor when it comes to stress, for example. Yes, our physical bodies do feel the stress with tension in the shoulders or headaches or other physiological symptoms. However, the mind and body is deeply connected. It is very integrated with one another. What we think, the thoughts that we think, the quality of thoughts that we think really do matter. So that's why it's so important to take care of our mental health. So when we talk about taking care of our mental health, for example, we've got to look at sleep and rest first and foremost. Sleep and rest is not only good for rejuvenation of the physical body, but also for our mental capacity. All the functions that our brain does, subconsciously and consciously, we need to have proper rest and regularity in order to recover and be able to use the sharpness and concentration and focus. Whenever we're finding times in our lives that we're not able to focus or concentrate, it could very well be that we are sleep deprived. After a long period of time of being sleep deprived, it can cause not only mental malfunction, basically not being able to focus and concentrate, but it also impacts the physical body directly. So we want to be sure to do this. Now, if your lifestyle does allow you to take a short nap, and I do mean a short nap, no more than 20 minutes in the afternoon to rejuvenate yourself, especially if you have a very mentally demanding profession or job or activity during the day, this can really help you feel rejuvenated and help take care of your mental well-being. So that's one thing. The other thing is that I'd like to share with you is about your mindset. A lot of times we get too focused on the negativity, whether that is external negativity, watching too much news or being bombarded with all the negative news, all the things that are not going okay, or the thoughts and the quality of thoughts that we have in our minds. How we talk to ourselves, self-talk, what we're replaying in our minds over and over again. All of these things have to deal with the way that our perspective is. How do we look at life? What are we doing with our thoughts? Are we focusing on the negative, or are we incorporating some optimism and positivity in any way that we can, whether it is practicing affirmations or whether it is doing powerful visualization in exactly what it is that you do want, not focusing on what you don't want, and definitely not focusing on the negativity. Those are two main ways that I have seen so much change in people in being able to take better care of their mental health. This is very, very important. The other thing is just as I was talking about the mind and body being connected, we want to exercise our body. We want to exercise our mind as well. So exercising our body definitely helps clear the mind. Going for a nice walk, going for a run, being out in nature, doing some yoga, whatever that may be, but also exercising the mind, doing some fun activities to keep it active, to keep it vital, doing exercises, doing puzzles, anything that you can do, creative hobbies, whatever you can do to help stimulate that. This is also part of taking care of your mental health. So I know that a lot of people these days are dealing with a lot of issues when it comes to their mental and emotional health because of a lot of the uncertainty, because of a lot of the unpredictability in life. We've got a lot more stress factors that are impacting us. So we want to be sure to take the time, pay attention to how you're taking care of yourself. Self-care is the most important, because if you do not take care of yourself, you cannot be there for anybody else. It does not matter who it is, but you cannot be there for anybody else. So you have to show up for yourself first. I hope that this was helpful for you. Thank you so much for joining me today. And be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, or if you're catching me on the podcast, be sure to subscribe anywhere you catch your podcast. And I look forward to joining you next time.